with the Strum right now. Jackie, Hot Chops, Dagan, Maniac, Tenuous, Minji, everybody in the chat right now, all my viewers, you guys are here. Let's figure this out together. All right, so yeah, let's go, shall we? Follow me on this. All right, here we go. 3, 2. God, I hope I don't screw this up. What's going on, fam? It's your boy Zera. Today we are talking about the one and only Renataki's Charm of Beast, which is achieved from Zul'Gurub. And if you want details on how to achieve that, it's a 6 to 7 week process. You start it way back at the beginning when ZG first arrived, and you should have received the trinket starting as early as Monday of last week. Now, this trinket is actually really incredible. And if you don't have it yet and you're not sure how to get it, I'll leave links in the description below on how to do so. This trinket absolutely decimates, man. I mean, this trinket is bonkers. I got online yesterday to just tinker around, and somebody in my Discord was like, yo, did you notice, that Renataki's Charm of the Beast macro only invokes a 10-second cooldown on Devil Sarai? I was like, holy smokes, you are so full of it. And I checked it, and he was not lying. I was like, dude, what? So I immediately messaged off to Six to see what his input was, and he said that he's still testing it himself. So I was like, yo, dude, I'm streaming it right now. Like, I'm going to go until I've got some sound evidence one way or the other. So we tested 2 rotations. And what you will discover is probably the same conclusion that I came to, is the fact that it's a little dependent on a couple of variety of things. So let me go ahead and walk you guys through the initial rotation. I've also came up with a macro with Renataki's Charm of Beast. It's a really awesome macro. You're going to see it displayed here. So let's go ahead and dive into the footage, and we'll talk about what happens here. So starting this rotation out, the first thing you're obviously going to do is you're going to go in and you're going to aim shot. So as soon as the aim shot is over, you begin casting your aim shot cast, just like normal. Now, once the aim shot is fully developed here, the first thing you want to make sure is you do not want to clip the auto shot following this aim shot. A lot of people want to just spam multi-shot immediately. Do not do that, because if you do so, you can clip the auto shot that comes after this aim shot, and that is tremendous loss to your DPS with Azrathul. Now, once aim shot releases, you look for that auto shot, and then immediately this macro that I've created, you'll notice that I'm already spamming multi-shot. Now notice what happens here with this macro. I'm going to go ahead and reduce this to quarter speed so you guys can see this a little bit clearly. So I'm spamming multi-shot after that aim shot goes off, and then again I hit the multi-shot goes off, and immediately it becomes the charm. So this is a cast sequence macro that allows you to cast multi-shot, then use the charm, and notice inside the same window, since charm doesn't actually invoke a global cooldown, I can go right back to multi-shot. Before the auto shot cooldown window finishes, I can get off that last half-second auto multi-shot, gets off, and then just in time, boom, my auto shot gets off right into my aim shot. I don't clip anything. It actually works out flawlessly. You're going to notice, again, this aim shot's going to come out, and I'm spamming this aim shot, spamming it, trinket, spamming it, getting it off in time, and then rolling right into the auto shot on point, and then immediately right into the aim shot. There's no delay here whatsoever, and this is with the 15% quiver, so don't worry about those of you that thinks that, that's thinking that I'm using like a 13 or a 14 and a 15% quiver might cause this to. It won't. And the whole point behind the charm is that you reset the cooldown and you immediately burn multi-shot and aim shot as soon as possible. This rotation allows you to do that. Half, like 50% speed, so you guys can continue watching this rotation. Now at this point, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop this auto shot. Now at this point, all I'm waiting for is, you'll notice both multi-shot and aim shot are on the same cooldown. Because of the way that I've utilized the opener, both aim shot and multi-shot are on the same cooldown. They're both at 4 seconds. So this is going to be clutch, because what we're looking to do, because we want to swap to Royal Seal. We want to Fiend Death out and swap to Royal Seal. So first of all, notice here that I'm using Item Rack, you know, to test the double swap with Renataki's Devil Sarai, Black Hand's Breath, Royal Seal. Between swapping between all 4 of those trinkets inside a 45-second window, you can't do, I mean, you could do it with macros, but it's really, really annoying, and it requires a, you know, 2 extra hotkeys. I didn't want to mess with that. So Item Rack made this a lot simpler, and I'm just going to have to test it in raids to see which one I like better. Here's the key thing here. When you've got them both at 4-second cooldowns, watch what I do here. So this is actually really, really good. It took me hours to figure this out. You do not want to channel aim shot here. You want to go ahead, when they both come up together, you want to open up the opportunity here to use multi-shot, and then you get this auto shot window off, and as soon as you come out of that auto shot, or excuse me, as soon as you get that multi-shot off, yes, you're going to clip that auto shot, but you're trying to get seal off so that as soon as you get seal back on, you come right out of that Fiend Death with the rapid fire aim shot macro, and then guess what? You're going to pop this aim shot with rapid fire, and there's going to be absolutely no delay with your auto shot. So this does 2 things. If you want to wait that extra quarter of a second, you could probably do so. And honestly, now that I'm watching it, I probably should have. So get that multi-shot off, get that auto shot off, then Fing, then come out of the Fiend Death immediately with that rapid fire aim shot, and you will completely bypass the delay almost entirely. There is a small delay after the aim shot, but thanks to rapid fire being popped, it is super minimal. So normally when you Fiend Death and you swap out trinkets, there's going to be a delay when you try to auto shot out of it. I'm pretty sure everybody in the comment section has noticed this. Every time you Fiend Death and you try to come out of Fiend Death with an auto shot, there is an enormous delay, because Fiend Death is going to reset your timer. So if you're going to reset your timer, you might as well go ahead and come out of Fiend Death with an aim shot to avoid that delay, or at least make the delay be far less impactful, because your auto shot is already going to re-trigger with your aim shot, because you're going to lose target and then target last target anyway, so it's going to reset your timer regardless. So you might as well come out with an aim shot to avoid that delay entirely. So, and rapid fire just makes that even more synchronized. So now that we've got this down, you're on to Royal Seal. We've got Black Hand's Breath. We pop rapid fire. So let's go ahead and speed this back up to 1x speed, and just let this process just play out. Now notice my DPS here. My DPS, of course, you know, is way inflated. I don't know why Recount does this. Super inflates my DPS. And I want everybody to notice too, I'm doing almost 17,000 DPS here, or 17,000 total damage. And for example there, I could have probably done aim shot, but I wanted to get out as soon as Fiend Death was off cooldown so I could reset the fight and see what my total damage was as soon as possible. So I Fiend Death, and I'm at 17.9 total damage, more accurately 17,867 damage, of course, without world buffs, without elixirs, without Aspect of the Hawk, without TSA. This was by far and away the best execution of this rotation I've done. And if you'll notice right here, this was done in roughly about 53 seconds. Now notice, there's a delay there between the time that I started the rotation, because I had to jump up on the platform, and then I had to start channeling auto shot. And then, as you notice, I multi-shotted, jumped off the platform, ran to the middle of the ramp, or middle of the slope, and then I Fiend Death. So probably looking at about sub 50 seconds, probably around 49-second rotation. This is clutch, but the numbers are a little inflated because when I reviewed this, I did crit a lot. But this is the best rotation I have to show you, because after hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, I hadn't slept. I still haven't slept. The rotation just got more and more tight and just kept improving on this same rotation. But this is the rotation you want to go for. You want to open up with auto into the aim, let that second auto go off, and then spam the macro for multi, charm, multi, auto, come out of that auto with the aim shot, and then, and only then, are you going to wait until they come up at 6 seconds, they come off cooldown together, hit that multi-shot, hit that auto shot, Fiend Death, you know, either spam the macro or let Item Rack do its thing, put Royal Seal back on and place a charm, and then come out of that Fiend Death with rapid fire, aim shot, macro. Boom. You are golden, Pony Boy, let me tell you. All these macros, everything you need to execute this rotation is in the Discord down below. Join the True Shot Brigade today, and all these can be yours free of charge. No worries, no headaches, no hassles. So let me swap over to the other one, and I'll show you what I mean with this one. So this is going to be the rotation where we utilized the Devil Sarai and Charm of the Beast together, but we had to stop the rotation at Royal Seal because that is technically the end of our burst window. Devil Sarai was on cooldown, Rapid Fire would be on cooldown. We swapped to the Royal Seal and carry on. But of course, we're completely at that point because, dude, you burn through mana with this rotation like wildfire. Honestly, it's a good thing Blizzard Mana Oil is coming, or Brilliant Mana Oil is coming out in Phase 5, because we're going to need it. That's all I'm going to say. We're going to need it. Again, this is going to be the opener regarding having both Renataki's Charm of the Beast and Devil Sarai. And when we get done, and I'm going to break down exactly which one's better and where you actually might want to land on which rotation you want to depend on. Alright, so coming out of immediately auto shot again, aim shot. Coming out of the aim shot, of course, is no different. You're going to spam the multi-shot into the trinket, into the multi-shot again, into the auto shot, into the aim shot. Now here is where this one gets a little wonky. So we don't actually wait. We do not wait here. The reason we don't wait is because we want to get rid of Charm of the Beast immediately so we can benefit from Blackhand's Breath. So we're going to go ahead and Fiend Death here to swap automatically to Blackhand's Breath and come out of Fiend Death with the auto shot. Now there is going to be this huge delay here. Notice this big delay. But this big delay is fine because we're going to roll right out of that into a multi-shot, into an auto shot, boom, into Devil Sarai, Rapid Fire window, and an aim shot. So we do lose a little bit of DPS on the front end with that huge auto shot delay coming out of Fiend Death. But we do it in such a way that we benefit much greatly shortly thereafter by popping Rapid Fire and Devil Sarai together, just like we've been doing for the longest time now. Basically all through Phase 3 and Phase 4 up to this point. So this rotation is going on as per normal. You're going to continue on until you get all the way to the end of Devil Sarai, and once you get the window of opportunity, you're going to Fiend Death and swap to Royal Seal. But as you'll notice, the rotation is going to end as soon as we get Fiend Death back up, because at that point, our rotation has officially ended. So I've already got my camera turned, Fiend Death is up, get this aim shot off, auto shot off, jump out, Fiend Death, and it automatically swaps to Royal Seal, and I would immediately be able to roll right into auto shotting. So here's the thing. Alright, so here I did 13.2k total damage, but I did it in exactly 45 seconds, and that's what this rotation was all about. For some reason, I don't understand why, I still ain't figured it out yet, but with this rotation, swapping through more trinkets, burning Fiend Death twice, the whole 9 yards, I'm able to get my entire burst window in 45 seconds flat. Whereas with Charm of the Beast, that rotation takes me up to about 49 seconds. So here are all the numbers on this side. As you can see, the DPS is actually pretty telling. Over the course of 10 or 12 tests for each rotation, accounting for various errors such as, super inflated crits on one, and, I screwed up on a rotation here and there, it kind of averages itself out. The total average of DPS when utilizing Renataki's Charm of the Beast with Devil Sarai and swapping out, Charm for Blackhand's Breath, burning Devil Sarai with Rapid Fire, and then swapping out Devil Sarai for Royal Seal in 45 seconds, compared to the Renataki's Charm of the Beast only, swapping out 2 Royal Seal from that into your full rotation. That one takes about 50 seconds. The entire rotation is built and is privied around whether or not you're able to get those trinket swaps off. And the more trinket swaps you incur on yourself, the more chances are Fiend Death's going to get resisted, and you're going to get stuck with the trinket. So obviously, using Charm of the Beast with Devil Sarai is going to have a higher risk versus reward. However, I don't think it's worthwhile right now because the DPS difference is not that large in a sense. Now, if you're trying to min-max, by all means, go for it. But remember, too, when you are thinking about utilizing this rotation, remember that as a melee weaver, if you're planning on melee weaving, and I know a lot of hunters that do it, I'm probably just going to use Charm of the Beast, because the sooner I burn that the sooner I burn it, the sooner I can feign death, the sooner I can get in my normal rotation, and the faster I can start bobbing and weaving with my Raptor Strikes. Otherwise, when you're sitting here swapping trinkets in and out, you're using Devil Sarai with Rapid Fire, you're not really going to be melee weaving while you got Rapid Fire going, especially if Quick Shots procs, which is why precisely I did not have TSA, I did not have Aspect of the Hawk active for any of these tests, because when Quick Shots procs, things completely changed. And I wanted to give you guys a very grounded basis to look at the numbers and say, okay, I like this, I don't like this, this is what I'm going for. Take this with a grain of salt. Obviously, right now, doing the double swap with Renataki's Devil Sarai is great. It works. It can do a little bit more DPS than, you know, just using Renataki's with Black Hand's Breath from the start and then only swapping out to Seal. It does do a little bit more DPS. But here's where the rubber's going to meet the road. The second that Phase 5 comes into play, and we start getting our hands on Earthstrike, for example, which is going to give you, you know, better part of 130 more attack power. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's like 280 attack power versus, you know, 150 that Devil Sarai gives. Regardless of what it is, it's significantly higher. So you're talking about, you know, granted, if Charm of the Beast has the same impact on its cooldown that it does Devil Sarai, and there's no reason why it wouldn't, this rotation is going to have much more value when Earthstrike comes around. Now, am I saying that this rotation is going to be more powerful than using Badges of Swarm Guard with Jom Gabar? Probably not. I'm willing to bet not, but you never know. And also, here's the other question. We know Jom Gabar doesn't share a cooldown with Badges of Swarm Guard. Really, none of our other DPS trinkets share a cooldown with Badges of Swarm Guard. So, how deep can this whole, you know, trinket swapping thing go? Can we trinket swap from, you know, Renataki's to Black Hand's Breath, burn it with Earthstrike, and then swap out Earthstrike for Badges of Swarm Guard? I mean, there's so much going on. But, you know, when you swap in a DPS trinket, it's going to invoke a 30-second cooldown. So, you probably aren't going to be able to do stuff like that. But it just kind of opens the floodgates. There's a lot going on. There's a lot on the surface. There's a lot of things we got to sort through. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I appreciate everybody. And I wish I could name every single one of you by name. But everybody that came by the stream last night to check it out for 6 hours, going through all the hassle and hustle and bustle and downtimes and uptimes and the hype and the pitfalls of testing. I mean, you know, it's not a pretty thing to sit here for 6-7 hours at a time without taking a break, just testing different variations of a rotation, different things, all at the same time while having to wait 5 minutes for a cooldown to reset, like Rapid Fire, for example. It's no fun. But when you finally get that rotation and you finally hit it and you just like, and all you got to do is start polishing it, that's when it starts to get fun. So for everybody that stuck around for all the good times, the bad times, and the in-between times, thank you guys so much. And I hope and encourage every single one of you to come check out the stream, twitch.tv/saltyzera. I love you guys as always. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the raid tomorrow night. See you then, fellas. Zera out.